Hello, today I'd like to talk a little bit about attention deficit and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. When I was young, I was diagnosed with it, and as I've gotten older, it's gotten a lot easier. However, one of the things that keeps getting me in trouble is organization. Throughout my entire life, my entire career, organization has been a problem. So, I just thought I'd talk about some of the ways that I've been able to stay organized since, I do a lot of the child care for my son, and I run my own private practice, which is regulated, and we get audited, and there's a lot of things that we need to do. So uh, when I was a kid, and my parents and teachers and everybody would tell me that I needed to get organized, I always thought of it as just sort of another task that I had to do, just another thing you have to do, like you have to do homework or something. And so I kind of blew it off. I didn't really take it that seriously. Uh, but of course, now that I'm older, I can see that it is really actually very valuable. And it seems like, at least for me, um, organization is all about getting things out of your head. If you have ADD and you have trouble with organization, the simple fact is you can't trust your brain. Your brain is going to forget things and make you think you have stuff under control. And sort of living with ADD is like sort of like having landmines go off all the time, things that you were supposed to take care of and you completely forgot about. So the first step is to find a way to get everything that you need to know out of your head. You can't trust your brain. I remember when I was young and in school, it never occurred to me to write down my homework assignments because, a teacher told me that I had to do something. I could remember it now, so I just figured I would remember it when it was time, and obviously I didn't. So get everything out of your head. Obviously, in the modern world, phones can be used or anything like that. I still like to rely on the old-fashioned planner. I do like planners. Um, and if you get a planner, make sure that it has a lot of room in the back for notes, because one of the main purposes of the planner is to have a place to write everything down that you need. And I'm not just talking about to-do lists. To-do lists are kind of a whole other topic, but obviously using the planner to put down appointments and things like that. Also, one of the things that I find to be incredibly helpful are checklists. I use checklists for absolutely everything, and my 3-year-old has scribbled over some of them. But I have a bunch of different checklists here, and those checklists are everything from things that I have to do specific days, so that I know if I do everything on that day, things will run fairly smoothly for me. I have everything that I have to do when I'm watching my son. Like, I want him to get music every day. I want him to have a book read to him every day. I want him to get outside time. Of course, he has to brush his teeth. I make sure that he practices washing his hands and cleaning up. Of course, and some other things that we want to do. I have to pack a bag for him for daycare, and of course, his bag. I have everything that needs to go in that bag. So when I pack it, I make sure that he has this, he has this, he has this, he has this, so that his bag is consistently packed and has everything in it. I have everything I need for my bag to go to work. I have everything for cleaning. When I clean the house, everything that I want to do to make sure the house is clean. I have checklists for, I write down in here everything. We have a restaurant that we like to order food at, and I put what our most common order is. I have that in here, so that and the phone number, so if I have to call for food, I can just look in the book. There's the number, there's the stuff we usually get. As far as to-do lists, I found that, at least for me, when I was younger, it would get really easy to get overwhelmed. You write a list of things that you need to do, and it just keeps growing, and some of those projects can be kind of big, complex projects, and if you have a person whose brain doesn't naturally organize those projects, you look at that, it just seems overwhelming and you don't know where to start. So I like to use a method uh, from the book Getting Things Done, where you have sort of a project list. That's like the sort of the things that you need to actually do, get finished, and then you have a list that has the next steps or the first step, the smallest step you can do in like 3 to 5 minutes, just to move forward on that project, and it just makes it a lot easier so that things don't seem as overwhelming, so that you can just sort of move forward. Another thing that I really like to do is I like to sort of bundle work that needs to be done for the week. For example, with my son, I have to get him dressed every day. So on the weekends, I like to put together all of his clothes for the whole week. So I have what he's going to wear Monday, what he's going to wear Tuesday, what he's going to wear Wednesday, and so on. I even do that for my own clothes sometimes. It just makes it easier. It makes things run smoother. We need a snack for when he goes to daycare, so we like to do all of the snacks for the week at once and put them in bags. And so when I'm packing his bag, I just open the refrigerator, grab the snack for that day, put it in his bag, and it's done. I don't have to run around and try to do things at the last minute. There's actually quite a lot of things that you can do that way if you think about it, things that you can sort of bundle together so that over a period of time, or things that you can do in preparation for a longer period of time, so that when it comes to that time, you don't need to run around and do things at the last minute, because the last minute is really, that's really the enemy of people with ADD. It seems like every minute is the last minute, and when you get into that situation, you're always reacting to the emergency, the fact that you're unprepared and it's an emergency, and you're always reacting to that instead of being proactive and sort of getting things together. So those are the organizational methods that I'm using right now. They seem to work. I find that whenever I have a project or something that I need to do, sometimes it's helpful to sort of sit down and try to kind of put together like you're making instructions for somebody else. Like if you want to, fix a leaky faucet and you know how to do that, you might know how to do that, but just from an organizational perspective, it might be easier for you to sit down and say, okay, step 1, you would do this, step 2, you would do that, step 3, you would do this, so that, like step 1 might be get these tools together, so that when you're halfway through the project, you don't look down and say, oh, I forgot that tool, because you had it set up sequentially. And I know that for people who don't have ADD, that probably sounds ridiculous, but it is really very helpful, because our brains just don't organize themselves that way. Anyway, these are some of the things that I've been doing. I hope that you guys find it helpful. Please feel free to leave a comment and check out my other videos. Thank you.